Hello and welcome. I'm CryptoDuck, and this is Gregtech New Horizons, episode 8. And we are back at it. So, yeah, the last episode definitely was not the best, and I apologize still. We figured it out though. Actually, had some nice comments on that video that actually helped out quite a bit. So we figured out you can use the pipes without conveyors, actually, if you point a hopper into it, apparently. I still haven't tested it yet, but apparently if you point a hopper into it and make sure the pipe's pulling out of that block too, then it can actually push items through it and tell it where to go. It just needs to be told what direction it needs to go. And it doesn't allow you to do that with arrows for some reason. I'm assuming it's intentional, but yeah, it's kind of weird. I just find it strange that you can do that with one, but you can't with the other. It's a bit odd. After we figured that out, I started getting some stuff prepped and set up. So I've been clearing out some plots here, trying to get chunks planned out and preparing for machines and stuff. I also, since we had these just sitting in the chest because I stole them a while ago from the first village, there's still the other one we could go steal too if we wanted to make this even bigger, but it gave us some extra casting tables and some extra casting basins, which is nice. Had to make some faucets and a few more bricks and drains and whatnot. I made some extra tanks, so we have tanks all the way around in twos, so there's 8 tanks total on it. But I am a little curious, maybe one of you can answer this for me. I could have sworn this used to combine all the lava and show it all as one combined fuel tank, but it seems like it's only registering one at a time. Like it's going to empty, I'm assuming it's this one. It's going to empty this one all the way down, and then I don't know which direction it's going to check next, but they're all on the same level, so it should still register them all. If I pop one out, it registers it as incomplete, so it should register them all. I'm just thinking it's just showing one tank at a time in here, so it's gonna burn through one and then start the next one. That's done and set up. These are gonna get moved today. We're gonna relocate them over to here. I just set up, this is just one chunk. This is just the border blocks and then basically a square in the middle for us to work with. We got our center. Because today I want to make some of the iron tanks. So we're gonna end up making glass. So I'm going to show you guys how to make the glass dust first, and then we're going to end up making that. And once we make that, we're going to smelt it down into glass. I'll show you that whole process. So that's what we need. We need some of the glass panes to make these iron tanks. So we're going to make some iron tanks. We're going to make one for steam. We're probably going to make another one for creosote, because I think you could use that as a fuel source later down the road. So it wouldn't hurt to start filling a tank full of it. But for now, let's go get some glass made and start getting that done, because that's going to take a minute to do. Let's take a look at this glass dust. So if you look at glass dust, it takes quartz sand and flint dust. So flint dust, in order to get that, all we have to do is stick it in a macerator. Take some flint, stick it in one. While this does its thing, we can work on the sand. This thing is incredibly slow and very noisy. So now we need to make this quartz sand, and the quartz sand is actually pretty easy to make if you just take some sand in a mortar. Let's crush a bit down and see what we get. I changed my mind. I got impatient. Let's just make a little bit while we're waiting. It gives you 8, so that's nice. So we're gonna take our flint then, and we're gonna put it in the corner. And that'll give us some glass dust. That'll give us a stack. But now we could take this and we could put it in here. But this is definitely nicer having all these slots instead of the 4 like we had. It was fuel efficient. It's still honestly not that bad though. This seems like fuel efficiency doesn't actually change much. But if we come over here now, we should be able to right click this, since we have casting tables underneath these 3. Should just be able to right click these and make some glass panes. And then if we right click these, we can make blocks. Gosh, I love these. It's such a fun mod. Okay, give them a second and they harden. Then you just right click and you can pull them out. These are already done. And look at that. We have glass. If we take a hopper and a chest here. Not the prettiest, but this is just for testing purposes. Does that work? No, it does not. Okay. Oh, no. That was rude. Wait, where did it go? Oh. So you would need something to interact with it still. Hold on, let's try this again. See if it'll register it now that it will. Okay, so it just needed to refresh itself. So that does work. So if you could... Let's see if we can automate this. See if a lever will keep these just flowing. Okay, you can't put a lever on a tank. That's a problem. Nope, it won't. That's fine. And there it is. We got glass. And our flint dust is done. Now we can work on an iron tank. For the iron tank quest, there's a quest for it in the multi-block one. Oh, I did get a dispenser from a zombie earlier. It was kind of weird. If we look in our multi-block goals, you'll see multi-block tanks, railcraft tanks. And we want this one. So we need 30 iron tank walls, 2 iron tank valves, and 2 iron tank gauges. And the gauges are what we needed the glass for. So we have our iron plates. We need to make more screws still. And then we have our glass panes. And just one of these will give us the 2, which is nice. Let's make some iron tank gauges. And I think these are just the glass windows on the tanks themselves. I don't think they're really gauges. I think they're just windows. And you need at least 2 maybe per one, but let's make a couple of them. Screw it. We'll have plenty of them. Now we need to make the rest of the tank itself. We need the valve and we need the wall. We bookmarked them, so we got them over here. And so for these valves, we need iron bars. We need to make the bars. So just iron rods, 6 iron rods, and then a hammer at the top. That gives you a 3. So let's make 12. Let's make these now. We got 2. We're gonna have to make more screws, it looks like. Now we just drop 1 more in each. Boom. And it's not gonna fill the iron bars. We got confused because we've pre-filled it ourselves. That's fine. Now we just need to make the tank walls, which is more iron plates and screws. So I'm gonna have to go mining for a little bit. Okay, so big shout out to, I'm sorry if I butcher your name, but Mr. Arizid in the comment section. So he's the one that said if you take the pipes, they just need to be told what direction to push them into. So I tried his advice. So we took a hopper under the basins now, so we can try to automate this side. And just pointed them at the pipe. I set the pipe down first, so I had somewhere to click with the hoppers so that they're facing the pipe. Then I just had to take a wrench and click right here because it wasn't connected. It looks like it is, but it's not. So just connect them. Right click and let me show you this part right here. So right there. It still kind of looks like it's connected, but it's not. You want to make sure it's fully connected. And then same on this side. It wasn't connected here either. So I just connected both of those and then it worked. So now if you take this and you fill these ones up, and I realized too, you know, I was thinking, I told him, I'm like, well, that seems kind of pointless because, you know, the pipes say that they can move like stacks at a time. But I guess there really is no need for speed right now. I'm just used to, you know, like newer modded Minecraft to where, you know, you do kind of want the speed with everything because some of the machines can be that crazy fast. But in here, with everything processing like once every 2 minutes, like there's kind of no point in it needing to be that fast. A hopper is plenty fast enough. There it goes. Yep. So it seems decently fast still. Like it might actually still be at speed. Like it's avoiding the hopper speed now and using the pipe speed for this part. So that's cool. Big thank you for that comment. That's a big help. That does change some things. I still have to just be cautious about where we're placing these because we don't have steel yet. So we need to remember that. But other than that, you know, that's awesome because now all this is connected. I could rebury it. I don't know why I put my dirt away, but we can rebury this and it'll look all nice and everything will just pop into that chest now. But I just wanted to show you guys that before I buried it. That does actually work, so that is really cool. Just another day here in the mines, working up an appetite. It's the only thing about mining, it sure does eat through your hunger bar. And you get all slow. Just need a quick snack here. Cool, so I figured this out. To automate these, you just need some hoppers. You could use a hopper on the bottom. I tried putting a pipe on the side and having it just at a 90 into a hopper, and that doesn't seem to work. So they do need to be told what direction to push, like he specified in that comment, not just pull. It needs to be a push. So I put the hopper underneath it instead, move the output to the side, the output port or whatever for the steam, and then just straight into a chest. But if you wanted it somewhere else, you could put it into a pipe at that point and have that pipe it way over there or something. So that is one way to do it. That does work. I mean, it's not permanent here, obviously. It's going to go over there and it's going to be a lot nicer. I got to make a lot more of these. I got everything kind of cooking up right now. Just got back from the mines. I just figured I'd try this real quick on this too, and it definitely works. I think I didn't want to set another pipe down and waste it, but I think it would have been just fine if there was a pipe there at the end of the hopper and just a little further. I think that would be just fine because that's a push. That's what it's looking for. It wants to be pushed. And this still works great. I love it. Still just been sitting here kind of slapping all these as I randomly walk by. Trying to get through all of it because I'm going to use glass for a lot of things. Can help for some builds and stuff too. But I was looking into obsidian. It does look like we need the next tier tool level to get obsidian. So we can't do that quite yet. Because I think we need a steel tool for that. It says mining level of 5 and ours is only at 4. So I think we're going to have to wait a bit. Just been sitting here smelting metal. So let's make these iron tanks. Pull this all up now. So that's 12. Let's finish these. Boom. There's 34. That should be enough for the quest. Yep. Yeah, it's 30 for the quest. And that should make the smallest one. It should be that 3x4x3. Which should be plenty of space still for now. So we could make one that size. I know when we break it, we're going to avoid it. But that's totally fine. I'm not honestly worried. So we have a choice reward here. This is just a steam age loot bag. Get ore berries, which is kind of tempting. We still haven't set those up. I've been looking into that. I'm trying to get all that sorted out so I can make a good video about that actually explains it all pretty well. Those are a bit complicated and weird. Yeah, let's pick these gold ore berries. That way we can get some resources automated slowly here soon, because I would love to have to not mine as much. That would be cool. I'm sure they're not the best producers and you need a ton of them and we're gonna have to breed them to get more or whatever, but that is fine. Like I said, I am working on figuring all that out so we can set up some IC2 crops and actually have some decent production finally, because I know our production is not great right now. We're manually kind of gathering everything, and that is not the best way to go about this. So we're going to look into other options here soon. Let's go set one of these together real quick and see what happens. So let's set this up right here for now. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. So this will be a 3 by 3. Gonna need a solid bottom, I'm assuming. We're gonna need a valve. We could probably put a valve on the bottom in the middle, actually. We can have a hidden pipe. Let's see. So if we put one there, I think that's just to output liquid. I think you need one at the top to input if we want one at the top, which we're probably gonna. Because I think this is gonna be... Well, I guess it depends on which one this is. It's steam. The steam stuff's gonna be down here, so we could have a vent there. And just have windows here. One, two, three. This is the fourth. So we would want... Can you... Okay, you can't mine these. Okay, cool. I don't want to break them. Then we should be able to close it off. And we should have... Oh crap. Hold up. Let's make sure we don't die or get anything destroyed here. Okay. Come on, buddy. We're gonna tango. What the? Confusing powder. That is confusing. I've never seen that. Alright. Back to business. What block? And did that form? Formed, yes. Heck yeah. So I guess, yeah, you could change these, but if you want it to be an output, it says it has to be the bottom 2 layers. So this layer or this layer. So we're going to output out of that middle into somewhere, and you know what this is going to be. And then we're going to have an input right here. But you could have your input up top. So if you wanted to have it above it, which we might do in a different tank that we set up over here or something, you can have an input in the top too. It just can't be an output. Gravity kind of seems to be in effect here, so you kind of need it to be on the lower end, which makes sense. I mean, that honestly makes a lot of sense, so I am fine with that. But there you have it. We have an iron tank. Now we can store some fluids and some steam. We could use it for multiple different things, so that's why I said we're gonna make more. I still got to go finish mining. We're definitely not done. I was just dumping a load because my backpacks were getting full. And I wanted to see if this would work because I just kind of had this idea while I was sitting in there. Know how why I put dust in there, but whatever. But that is working and that is great to see. So we have some automation finally, at least a little bit. It's semi-automation, not 100%, but it's some good progress that we have made today. So that is phenomenal to see. 34, so we got to keep an eye on that. Come fill that up again later. I mean, if it runs out of charcoal, it doesn't seem like it'd be the end of the world because it would just cool down. But if it runs out of water, that's your problem. Because then if it all of a sudden gets more, it's just going to go kaboom. But this thing's been holding and keeping up perfectly fine. So it's not an issue. But other than that, I think that covers everything we were trying to really get done for the day. So I think that's where we're going to wrap it up for this one. We did some good progress, actually. I mean, it doesn't seem like we did a lot, but it's definitely a lot because it's just the bare minimum to show you guys. But this is obviously what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the night or for the rest of the day and the next couple days, just setting all this up, kind of planning the rest of this automation and process and build a little processing plant over here for all of our stuff for now. So that's what I was thinking. We'll have a couple tanks, one for steam, one for creosote, because I think you can use creosote as a fuel source for other things down the road. So if we can, that'd be cool, because then we'll have a tank of it already pretty full and ready for us, which would be cool. That's your bare minimum size. We can go bigger, and I probably will go bigger, just because this isn't centered and square. I'm probably going to bring it over at least one more. So I might, well, I guess you're going to have to bring it this way too, which is fine, because that would make it 1, 2, 3, 4. No, because it has to be an odd number. It might be in the corner. It's probably going to end up being bigger, because I don't think this, well, 576,000, that's not terrible. That's probably plenty for now. We're going to go big on everything because we need to. And I don't want it to slow us down just doing the bare minimum just for you guys. I need to think about it for myself at the same time. So yeah, I'm going to set up quite the processing plant for all this. It's going to be pretty big. I don't think we need a ton of coke ovens, honestly. They aren't the fastest, but this honestly doesn't burn a heck of a lot either. So I think we're fine with just a few. I might make a couple more to make everything symmetrical, but other than that, yeah, that's the plan. And I will see if I can stream a lot of it. Should be able to. After this drops, hopefully, I should be able to go live, and we could maybe work on the rest of this and build this little factory over here together, because that would be fun. Love to get some input on this, because I know you guys, a lot of you are pretty experienced in this, and I know I am not. I'm trying to plan ahead and visualize on the size and aspect of everything that we're going to need. And I know this isn't going to be big enough for anything, really. It's just, I got impatient and wanted to start building something, so we're still going to finish it and turn it into something cool. I'm thinking what we're going to end up having to do is just kind of, I don't want to be a lawn builder, but I think that's kind of what our best option is for right now. At least until we get some better materials, get more space. I know that we can build in other dimensions, and there is like a void dimension, which would be really nice to build in, because you don't have to worry about any mobs, even passive mobs spawning. So that does reduce a lot of stuff for your gameplay. So that would be nice down the road when we do get everything automated. For now, I think we're just going to have to kind of deal with a little bit of an ugly lawn mess. I'm still going to try to build little buildings around it with what we have for in the moment. In the moment, we really don't have a lot. I mean, all they really have an abundance of is stone and dirt. And neither of those are the best building materials. I mean, Apollo stone looks kind of good with this texture pack. But other than that, I mean, I'm not a fan of stone. And grass, you can do stuff with the grass. You can actually chisel it and turn it into bricks and stuff and whatnot. But I don't know. I'm looking for other materials, and we're still gated behind a few things, it seems like. So once we can start making like some concrete or something, we'll definitely have some nice looking buildings. But until then, I'm just going to try to not focus about it. I'm going to try to just focus on getting stuff done, getting production, getting automation for now. I'm still going to try to not spaghetti wire stuff, because I really do not like pipes showing. Like, I don't even like hoppers showing. Like, if I could hide that, I could hide that. And I'm probably going to find a way to. I just got to think it through a little bit more, because there's only so many sides to a block. Yeah. So that's the plan. I'm going to focus on that instead of building for now, because we do need to get through this and get to the point where we can get some stuff, because it's honestly not far away. It's just in the LV age, it seems like you could start actually producing materials and making stuff at a decent rate. And that's what we need, because right now, if I want to build anything big, I mean, we just gotta go physically mine it, and that's not really ideal. That's just gonna be me mining for like a week, and then you guys are just not going to have anything, and that doesn't sound fun. So we're not going to do that. We're going to wait until we can get some stuff that we can just produce ourselves, because I know that is an option down the road and is not far away. So I think we should just focus on getting to that and go from there. So that's kind of my plan. I'm still going to try to make it look good if I can along the way, as much as possible. I appreciate you all for joining and watching. It has been fun as always. And yeah, if you guys ever have any suggestions or just tips or advice, I would love to hear it in the comments, please. The more the merrier. It all helps. Oh yeah, one more thing. So I remembered this question here in the Steam Age, well, the Stone Age, that there's a way to drain your XP from yourself, and you could use your XP buckets to make dust. So we can actually use that to make obsidian. So I already made one, but it's really easy. It's just the iron bars that we made earlier, some iron rods around it, and then some screws. And you get yourself an XP drain. So then you just have to make a seared tank to put it on top of. Oh wait, I got that backwards. Don't mind me. Flipping them around. And then boom, we got another tank. So now if we set this down, we can actually drain some XP from ourselves. So I'm gonna try to set it kind of out of the way somewhere, where we don't walk too often. Won't sit here and drain myself all the time. And now if you just stand on this thing, it pulls it out and fills this bucket. We can turn this in for obsidian dust. I think it was this direction. Nope. It has to be on the crafting table. Obsidian dust. This one. And there we have it. There's an obsidian dust. So now we'd have to do that a few more times to make some glass. It's 4 to 1, and that gives you 1 obsidian glass. And you need 1 per tank, and you need 2 tanks to make a backpack. So let's make 1 more if we can. 'Cause that's awesome. And I have enough experience. Ooh, just barely enough. So I might have to actually look into a mob farm, because we might need some XP now. But that is freaking awesome that we could do this. And that lightning just hit the house. Hope the horse is okay. You okay? Okay. I don't know where that lightning bolt hit, but that sounded close. So we have our 2. We just gotta keep at it. But I thought that was neat. That's one way to get it. So we don't have enough. We can start doing this until we can get some steel. If it's going to be a while, then that is one way we can kind of skip past it a little bit. So maybe I'll end up going and trying to fight some of the mobs in some of the caves and some of these mines that I've been mining. There's a lot of caves and quite a few mobs. I just wanted to show you guys that. That was cool. I just remembered that. Like, hold up, this is a thing. It's one way we can get our obsidian dust, but we don't have the XP yet, unfortunately. But that's fine. I will see. I'm going to look into see if we can get some sort of mob farm going. That'd be neat. Because, yeah, I would love to get that adventure backpack. Then we'd have a crafting table with us everywhere and not have to carry one. That would free up a slot. And it would free up our sleeping bag slot too. So it would free up like 2 when you're out and about. So that would be nice. That would be really cool. But that's it. Just wanted to show you guys that. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.